Hello everyone. So today my group that consists of Farelia Octaviola, Nika de Ayu Indah Mandari, and myself Stephanie Rebecca Solina Manik will discuss about study case and study action research. Let's discuss about study case research first, and our key discussion will be about the definition, characteristics, purpose, process, and the examples. So, what is study case research? Study case research is an in-depth analysis of a particular event or case over a long period of time. It involves detailed contextual analysis of only a limited number of events or situations. Study case research is a type of research that is designed to explore and understand complex issues. It is empirical inquiry that investigates a contemporary phenomenon within its real-life context.
So for the purpose of study case research, so this research is basically designed to explore and understanding complex issues, as I mentioned before. However, it involves detailed contextual analysis of only a limited number of events or situations. Also, there is some specific purpose of this research. The first is describe an individual situation, for example, a person, business, organization, institution, or others. And also identify the key issue of the case, analyze the case using relevant theoretical concept, and the last one is recommended a course of action for that particular case. So there are three characteristics of case study. The first one is particularistic. So what is meant by particularistic in here? So this study focuses on a phenomenon or a particular situation, event, program, so on and so forth. And then the next one is this case study is descriptive because the end product is a rich, thick description of the phenomenon being studied. So case study research is more of a qualitative method of research where there is an in-depth study of an individual or a group of individuals. It explores a contemporary prodigy within its real-life context and provides an organized way of observing the events, collecting data, analyzing information, and reporting the result. And then case study is heuristic. Why? Because the case study illuminate the reader's understanding of the phenomenon under study. So first of all, it must bring about the discovery of new meanings in the research and also extend the reader's experience. And the last one, confirm what is even already known. Next. Another characteristic of study case research is it is scientific, reliable, using valid method, and it is the best method to solve for diagnostic and further remedial teaching. So it is very important for teachers. It provides complete information about individual's behavior, his environment, insights to the nature of the cases of suffering, personal, social, emotional, and educational abnormalities. For example, in the movie Avatar Zamin Par, if you guys remember what we are watch in individual differences class, it is an example of studying a problem of dyslexia child, and the remedial teaching was done by the teacher. And the process of the case study research is, first of all, just like other research, it must be identifying and divining the research questions, and then selecting the case and deciding techniques for data collection and analysis. This is the thing, guys. So the decision on how to select the case to study is a very important one that merits some reflection. In an intrinsic case study, the case is selected not because it is the representative of other cases, but it's actually because its uniqueness, which is genuine interest to the researchers. And the third one is collecting data in the field, just like other research in order to develop a thorough understanding of the case study approach usually involve the collection multiple sources of evidence, right? Using range of quantitative and qualitative data. The use of multiple sources of data or data triangulation has been advocated as a way of increasing the internal validity of a study. And the next one is evaluating and analyzing the data. So repeated reviewing and sorting of the voluminous and detail-enriched data are integral to the process of analysis. And preparing the report. So when reporting findings, it is important to provide reader with enough contextual information to understand the process that were followed and how the collection were reached.
Okay, so here is one of the examples of study case research with title Exploring Collaborative Online Learning. If you open the full version of the research, you can see how the researcher in-depth into the online learning cases, how they define the collaborative online learning and interaction. The researcher dig deepen about in which the evidence of collaborative learning could be identified in students' textual interactions in an online learning environment. So, if the research is an in-depth analysis or designed to explore and understand of a particular event or case over a long period of time, then it could be called as the study case research. Next, we continue our discussion into action research topic. And our key discussion will be about the definition, characteristic, purpose, process, and examples. So what is action research? Action research is a type of research that is initiated to solve an immediate problem. It may involve a variety of analytical, investigative, and evaluative research methods designed to diagnose and solve problems. Action research identify the researcher in this research identify a problem, examine its causes, and try to arrive at a solution to the problem. Focus on solving an immediate problem.
So based on the definition, the purpose of the action research is to learn through action that then leads on the personal or professional development. That's the general. There is a specific purpose of action research, such as to develop a deeper self-awareness in practitioner, such as clarification of their assumptions, and also to examine the impact of research sources on practitioner. Furthermore, to conduct research as an individual learning process and also valuing experimental knowledge. So yeah, to summarize, action research is basically undertaken for personal purpose, aimed to greater self-knowledge, fulfillment, and practitioner professional awareness. So the characteristic of action research. First of all, the research is concerned with the resolution of organizational issue. Action research is a type of qualitative research which is adopted by the researcher in order to solve the immediate problem arising during the particular of time. It is a way which bridge the gap between educational theory and professional practice by improving their current practices. And the next one is the involvement of practitioners in the research and researchers. So action research is conducted in classroom and organizations where the practitioners will observe what happens and then identify an issue or problem that they need to address. And further, according to the issue, ways to solve the problem are identified and applied by the practitioner in their practices. This approach is applied using qualitative designs to explain what is happening and to understand the effects of some educational intervention. And the third one is iterative nature of the process of diagnosing, planning, taking action and evaluating. So just like what I said before. And the last one, the results could inform other contents. So in this case, like action research, maybe not as for long-term period, but in this case, The result can be used to inform another content also. Next one.
So the next is the process of action research. The first process that needs to finish first is context and purpose. So here the researchers need to state the focus or the purpose of the study, and also what is it like researchers or team to action researchers by asking what element do we investigate, and then next is identify a problem. So after the investigate what we need to investigate, we have to identify a problem and clarify the theories. So this clarified theories is identifying the beliefs and the value of theoretical perspective, which our researchers hold about their focus. And after that is identification of research question. Once the selection of focus area has been made and the perspective and beliefs of the researchers about that focus are clarified, then the next step is to generate research questions that are meant to guide the inquiry. After that, we move to collect data on the problem process. So base data is desirable by everyone, including professional educator, so that they can have their instructional design based on it. Action researchers can do this by ensuring that the data which is used to justify their action are reliable and valid at the same time. Usually, action research uh, do not reside on single source of data to answer reliability and validity. Many researchers use triangulation, which is a process that enhances the reliability of validity of their finding from research. So what is triangulation? Triangulation is basically nothing but using multiple sources to answer the question. So after the collect data, we organize, analysis, and interpret the data. So data analysis usually implies complex statistical calculation, right? But this is really true in case of an action researchers. There are maybe user-friendly procedure that can help the practitioner for the identification of pattern and trend in the action research data. Usually, the researchers ask two questions in this method. The first is the story told by this data. So what is the story? And the second is why did the story play this way? After this, we create a plan to address the problem. So before implement the mentioned plan, we have to planning the plan. And after that, we can implement the plan, which is also known as taking informed plan. So this is the final step of process in action research. It is familiar to the teacher, especially whenever a teacher write plans for a lesson or develop academic program, they are usually engaged in the planning process. So even though the implement of mentioned plan is said to be the last process, but as a researcher, we have to and we must, in the end of the research, have to evaluate and evaluate the result of the action taken.
Okay, and next we continue to the examples of action research with title Bullying and Sexual Harassment Among Brazilian High School Students. As we already discussed, the action research focuses on solving an immediate problem. In here, bullying and sexual harassment is the immediate problem. And the second picture, as you can see, which states we offer the following recommendations, is the suggested solution from the researcher. Focus on solving a problem. Next, please. If we recall to what we already discussed, the major differences between action research and case study are: first, action research focus on solving the immediate problem, whereas case study focus on particular phenomenon for a longer period of time. And second, action research action research method emphasize on solving the problem, whereas case study method emphasize on observing, analyzing, and interpreting a particular phenomenon or scenario. And last but not least, research in action research can also be the part of the research, whereas in the case study research, the researcher don't take part in the research. I think that's all from our presentation. Thank you for watching until the end of our discussion. And if you have any question, please ask in our discussion box. Thank you and have a great day.
Bye, guys.